Most science fiction lies to you. It treats space like a playground. It tells you that you are the main character, that you matter. But the Expanse treats space like a coffin, and that is why you can't look away. It triggers a psychological response that philosophers call the Sublime. Here is the science behind why this show makes you feel so small. In 1790, Immanuel Kant argued that the human brain breaks when it sees something too big to measure. He called this the mathematical sublime. It's not fear, it's calculation failure. When you see the Canterbury, your brain tries to scale it against a human, and it fails. That failure releases dopamine. You feel awe because you feel insignificant. The showrunners weaponize this. They aren't just showing you big ships. They are inducing ego death. And they do it using light. Look at the lighting in Star Trek. Everything is flat, bright, safe. Now look at the Expanse. This technique is called Chiaroscuro, extreme contrast between light and dark. Caravaggio used it to show God's presence. The Expanse uses it to show the void's presence. Every time a character floats in shadow, the show is telling you, you are barely here. This is the dynamic sublime, the physical thread of nature. The vacuum isn't empty, it's waiting. Nietzsche warned that if you gaze into the abyss, it gazes back. In the later books, this becomes literal. The darkness actually is looking back. So why doesn't this depress us? Why do we love feeling small? Kant had an answer. He argued that while our bodies are small, our minds are the only things capable of measuring the infinite. We can calculate the orbit of a black hole. We can navigate the ring gates. The Sublime proves that humanity is powerful, precisely because we can understand how weak we are. Space is infinite, but the human mind is the container that holds it. We survive the void by imposing our will. But one character did more than survive. Amos Burton looked at the abyss and laughed. Is he a psychopath or a philosopher? Click here to see why Nietzsche would have loved Amos.